Kitten podcast number 20. It is the big 2-0. Welcome to any new viewers and to any returning viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast journey. Anyone who has kind of been since podcast number 1, thank you so much. For anyone who's joined in along the way, I'm so glad you have decided to come and spend some time with me. This is a bi-weekly-ish podcast that comes out on every second Friday and or Saturday and possibly Sunday, depending on when I end up recording and how slow my computer's being with the video saving. It is a podcast about knitting and crafts and just kind of whatever else happens to be going on at the time. My name is Mallory. I am your host. I am otherwise known as JustADoseOfLove all around the internet. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Ravelry, Reddit, and no longer Twitter under JustADoseOfLove, though I am most active on Instagram, and I want you to read most with like 2 asterisks on either side because I have not been very active as of late, which I will talk about at the end of the podcast if you are so inclined to listen on that. Let me see, what else do I want to say? This is the 20th podcast. So exciting! Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I can't believe we did it. We made it to 20. I am recording here on Thursday, April 18th. It is approximately 9 p.m. And I'm recording in Edmonton, where I live with my favorite feline, Sika. She is my whole heart, my cat, love of my life, my soulmate. Chris, Connor, and a snake named Heidi that I'm not too partial to. Yes. And with that, I think maybe we should just dive right into what's on my needles. I do have to apologize to everyone. I have not been knitting a whole lot lately. Nope, have not been knitting very much. So I'm a little ashamed of how much work I haven't done on my ease sweater. It is the Ease Sweater by Alicia Plummer, and I've been knitting it up in some Cloudborn yarn. It is the worsted twist. It's 100% Merino? Superwash Merino. It is Superwash Merino, and it's on the sky blue colorway, or in the sky blue colorway, if you will. And I think possibly last podcast, which was about a month ago, I need to apologize for that. Yes. Last podcast I had finished the bind off on the bottom and was getting ready to start the sleeves, I think. So here it is, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. This is the Ease sweater. I'm really excited for it. I have done a little bit of a twisted rib on the bottom hem here. It's about 6 inches of twisted rib. I do have a little bit of a longer back, so I wanted it to be slightly longer on the waist-ish hem line there. So I did make it a little bit longer than the pattern calls for. And as it stands, I am working my way down the first sleeve. Oh my. Look at that. Stabbing needles through knitting. What kind of crazy world is this? That's how you get holes in your knitting. Alright, so here it is. Here's my sleeve. I am ashamed with how much work I haven't done on this. Yeah. I'm still working through my main decrease, so there's 5 decreases to be worked, and I think I'm just getting to the 4th before switching needles. I'm not sure. I have not been very good at looking at the pattern to see what's coming up. I just know where I'm at. It also didn't help that I've been toting around this project bag with this sweater inside it for about a week without the pattern. I kept forgetting that the pattern was at home on the floor beside the couch from the last time I was knitting with it. And I instead have been just keeping track of the rounds because I know how often the decrease round needs to happen. So I've just been making little tally marks on a sticky note that I happen to have hanging out in my phone wallet. So not a very smart thing to do. I should have just grabbed the pattern, but I have the worst memory, so I kept forgetting to. Anyways, yes, that is my Ease sweater by Alicia Plummer. I'm working on the first sleeve, then I'll have the second sleeve, then the cowl neck, and then it'll be done, and I'll finally get to wear it just in time for summer where it's really hot and I'm not going to want to wear it, but it's fine. It'll be done. I really love sweaters. And I work in a place that has air conditioning, so I'll just wear it at work. Yeah, that's how that's going to happen. If anyone is interested in the needles that I am using, actually these are just needles from Michael's. I had to grab some needles. These are bamboo, I believe. I have no idea what brand it is because I didn't pay enough attention. Takumi. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But these are currently the US 10/6mm needles, I believe, and then it switches down to a smaller size. And I bought the same ones. So they were super cheap at Michael's, and I believe I also had a 40% off single item coupon, as they tend to have, which is great. And that's actually the only thing that I have on my needles right now of note. Having said that, I'll be taking a plane to Ontario tomorrow and back on Sunday, and I do plan on taking some of my socks. I do have a half-finished sock hanging out in, it might be the Stella Bella Honey Sock pattern by Kimiko. You can find her under Kimiko_MC. Oh my. I haven't done this in much too long. I'm so sorry, I don't remember your Instagram off the top of my head. Kimiko_MC_knitspired on Instagram, and she's got this cute set of socks. It's her Sweet Child of Mine series, and I believe it's been released. I might be a little wrong on that, but she does have a set of socks that will be released, and that was one of them. It was a test pattern that I did for her, and that was before Christmas. Then I finished the first one, and then I got about halfway through the second sock, and I had to put all my personal knitting on hold because of Christmas knitting. I just didn't pick it up again yet. But I think that would be a perfect plain sock. Yes, because we're taking Swoop, which is a cheap airline, but also we're not checking any bags, so I can't really tote this onto the plane because they will count this as my personal item, and I plan on having all my clothes in a backpack, and this will severely compromise my ability to do that. I'll have to have a small project that'll fit inside my backpack. It'll be really good. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to get my shoes, my fancy shoes, on the plane in my backpack when I have to have 3 days worth of clothes in the backpack. But I will figure it out. I will find a way. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Oh man, I am absolutely just blubbering on about nothing. So, off my needles. Guess what? I actually finished something. I finished my Valentine's hat, which has been on hold since well before Valentine's Day. Now, this is a pattern that I wanted to release on Valentine's Day as a surprise for you guys, and then I was knitting it up and I just hated how it was looking. I hated how it was coming up, and it was not at all how I had hoped it was going to look, and I just didn't do it. So I pulled back the hat to the start of the body of the hat, so I really liked the way the brim was turning out. But I pulled it back to the end of the brim because I just needed to restart, and I don't know if you are like me, you don't like pulling things out, especially when you have to stop halfway because it's a pain in the butt to get your needles back into all the loops and not drop stitches, especially when there's like cables or lacework or twisted rib or something like that involved. I hate it. I hate doing that. That's why it took so long for me to actually pull the body of that hat back and then throw it on some needles and then rewrite the pattern, because I'm going to be absolutely honest, I was a little hesitant to rewrite a pattern because it kind of shook my designing confidence having that pattern turn out. I think it was terrible. I think it was terrible, and yeah, it just kind of shook me a little bit with how much I hated it and how excited I was when I wrote it up. I know I'm being a baby, but it's just kind of disappointing, you know? Anyways, I did rewrite the pattern, and I actually finished that hat in this last 4 weeks, and I am sticking with the lovey-dovey theme. It is called Love Note, and I'm just going to show it to you. So here it is. It's got, this is what I was saying about the brim, so it's got a little cable up the brim hidden with this twisted rib here, and that cable actually continues up the body of the hat all the way to the top. It's got this neat little cable that's, I don't even know where I'm pointing. It's got this little cable that starts up behind it, and then this is just kind of what the body of the hat looks like. I'm just going to try and show you without, I hope this is focusing. Okay, so this is the Love Note hat. It will be released as a test knit soon, or I will be calling up for test knitters soon. It is in the Femme Fetale colorway by Amy over at What's Up Yarn Co. And it's on her Stout worsted base, which is 100% superwash merino. And I thought it was perfect for my lovey-dovey Valentine's hat because of the color with the pinks, and it's got these purples in it, and it's got like oranges and hints of blue, and it's just perfect. I love it. And there it is. I hope this is not too shaky. It is a slouchy hat. Oh man, I'm so excited for this hat. I love this hat. I am a fan of slouchy hats because then I can actually have my hair in a ponytail and not and still have my ears covered. So this is what it looks like. And yeah, I really like how it ended up turning out. So I'm pretty proud. Really happy I finished it, blocked it out, and hopefully we'll be doing a call for test knitters soon. So be on the lookout for that. It will be on Instagram if you should be so inclined. And that is all I have for off my needles right now. On the plus side, I have quite a bit of stash enhancement. So that is going to be the body of this podcast, is going to be stash enhancement. I usually take a break right now, which I will because I'm starting to get a little bit of a sore throat, lose my voice. This tends to happen because I talk a lot. And tonight I'm just drinking water, plain old water. Water is actually my drink of choice. Can't really tell you why, it's just, you know, the base of every drink ever, so. In a mason jar, of course, because I'm just classy like that. I don't really want to take my hat off either. Well. Alright, stash enhancement. Alright, my notes are not in the order that I repacked this box here. So, the lovely Tamara, my crafty friend, she was doing some destashing of her own with a bunch of yarn, so I grabbed some of that from her. And among the treasures that I got a whole bunch of cotton dishcloth yarn. Super exciting. I am a fan of the, the almost lost washcloth pattern, and I can't for the life of me remember who it's by, but I will find it and I will let you know. But I think these will be great little washcloths. I'm just really excited. And washcloths, they knit up so fast. Like, you can finish one in an hour. For sure you can finish one in an hour. They're kind of my go-to for when I'm at festivals, so I don't have to think about it too much and just kind of sit in the sun and enjoy the music. But now I have a small stash of washcloth yarn. So there that is. Yep. And then I'll use all this. If you're interested in the colors, this is Hot Purple. Nice little purple there. This, is it Hot Pink? Is it? No, it's Tangerine. I'm a terrible guesser. It's the Bernat brand, and I think it's the Handicrafter base. I'm not 100% sure, but it's 100% cotton. And I think they're 50-gram balls. Maybe it doesn't say on here. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, 50-gram balls. Okay. This is Hot Green. And this, I think the color is called Tie-Dye Stripes. So I imagine it's going to stripe up like it does there on the label. Alright. Then, there's a couple more that I got from the wonderful Tamara. There's 6 balls of this, which I think is going to make a nice little sweater. I love the purple. Love it. It's such a deep purple, and it's acrylic, so it's got a bit of a shiny to it, so it gives it a bit more depth of color, in my opinion. This is Lion Brand yarn. It's the Hot Springs. My notes are all over the place right now. Oh, I think I deleted this one. Huh. Wonder how that happened. Okay, so Lion Brand yarn is Heartland, and the color is Hot Springs. Okay, that's what's going on. There we go. And it's 100% acrylic. Perfect. So I have 6 balls of that, and then one of these, which is probably going to be a cute little hat, also purple. Clearly I was channeling my inner purple that day. Lion Brand yarn, it is Vanna's Choice, and it is 100% acrylic. That'll be a cute little hat that I can throw in the washer and not have to worry about felting or shrinking or any of those sorts of things. So that'll be a good one for that. What are you doing on time? Okay, 2 minutes. I'm going to cut it here. I'll be right back, and then I can start my time over, and then I don't have to worry about getting cut off in the middle. Okay, 1 second. And we're back. Alright, so there are a couple more yarn pieces of yarn stash acquirements. I have a few more things to show you. A few more skeins. That was the word that I was looking for. Oh my, my brain's just not working tonight. Just not working. Anyways, I signed up for the yarn exchange on Reddit, and my secret yarn Santa, amazing internet person, sent me some yarn from Ontario. There's 2 skeins that are from a local to her dyer, and then there's these 2 cute little balls of drops. It's color 09. It's the Nord Mix base, I believe, and it's 45, 30, 23. 23? That can't be right. It must be 25. Yep, 25. Look at that typo. I'm sorry, guys. I hope it's not usually this disorganized. I feel like a chicken with my head cut off right now. Okay, try that again. 45, 30, 25 alpaca, polyamide, and wool blend. And there's 2 balls, and they are 50 grams each, I believe. And I think they're going to be cute little socks. Yeah. I really like this blue. I wish they had put a color number on, but on the plus side at least I can say color number 9. And hopefully it's going to focus and you can just see, it's like a dark turquoise. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So there's that. And then there are 2 skeins by this, who is the Ontario dyer, Palindrome Knits. This is the slime colorway, and it's in Kisa Fingering, which is a 70-20-10 Super Rush Merino Cashmere Nylon blend. Just a fancy yarn. Wash gently, lay flat to dry, fingering weight. Yep, hand dyed in Ontario. So there it is. It is kind of the color that I would think of, you know, when I think of slime. So it's got this nice light, almost like a lime green with flecks of dark green in it. There it is. Isn't that nice? And it's so soft. Ah, so soft. It's absolutely adorable. I can't wait to knit something with it. And here is the other one. Also the Kisa Fingering Weight, also the 70-20-10 Super Rough Merino Cashmere Nylon blend. And this is called Traffic Jam on the 400. So the 400's a pretty notorious road in Ontario for traffic jams, so I hear. So much so that it's the name of a yarn colorway. Ooh, and it's so pretty! Okay, I'm gonna actually have to take this out and I'm gonna hate myself because I have such a hard time putting these things back. Okay, so here it is. It's the lightest light pink. And then it's got like this surprise splash of colors all in the middle of this twist where it's hard to see. There we go. So flecks of like a dark pink. I'm just trying to get it so that you guys can see this. Yeah. Pink, purple, and blue. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love it. There's some more over here too. Yeah. I love it. I don't even know what this is going to be. I think it would be a really nice hat, actually. I need to break through my hesitation with the idea of knitting up a fingering weight hat. Just because I haven't done it before, and typically I am a little bit hesitant with trying new things or things I've never tried before, especially with really nice yarn, because I don't want to ruin it. Or, well, I mean, it's not like I would ruin it, but you know, it's just a lot of, it's just a little bit of a leap of faith, and sometimes it doesn't turn out. It makes me really sad when it doesn't. And that is it for stash enhancement. So we are going to go on to other stuff and just kind of upcoming and or items of note. So again, the Tests Knit for Love Note will be coming out, I would expect, in the next 2 weeks or so. I did want to bring up the Great Podcaster Craft Together, which is hosted by Jessica, which she's also known as Silver Luna 2112 on Ravelry, and she's got the Silver's Dreamland podcast. If you are interested, please check out the Ravelry page for that. Basically, it is a year-long craft together, and the whole idea is to finish some of those whips that you may have on the go that are sitting around, because if you, like me and many other crafters out there, tend to, cast on quicker than you can finish things and projects, it's just kind of a good way to get working on those and a little extra motivation to finish up some of those projects that may or may not be lingering around in project bags long forgotten or, you know, that have been stuffed in closets or hidden tactfully, so no one else in the house can see how many projects you have on the go. Yes, I very highly would suggest looking into that. Okay, other stuff. I did mention that I'd like to do a quarterly update on my 2019 goals. I do believe that looking at your goals and seeing how you're doing on those and seeing where you are progress-wise is really important when you have goals, because otherwise it's easy to lose sight of those sorts of things, and I'm actually going to do that in a separate video. I do owe you guys a video or two from missed podcasts in cases like the last 4 weeks where there should have been a podcast in the middle and there was one other podcast that was missed. So I would like to do that kind of recap in another episode that's all on its own, so anyone who is interested can check in on that. Anyone who is not doesn't have to kind of wade through podcasts to avoid it. That's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. So that will be its own video soon, because the first quarter ended at the end of March. So we're about half a month into the second quarter now, which is a great time to look over first quarter stuff. Yes. What else? That's old. That's actually about it. So, on to more of the personal stuff. It's been a bit of a crazy couple of weeks. I can't really say why too much, it just feels like it's been really crazy. There have been there are 2 funerals that we'll be going to in the next 2 weeks. So tomorrow flying to Ontario for a funeral, and next Friday I will be driving to Grand Prairie for my uncle's funeral, which is very sad. It's a little upsetting. It's been kind of an emotional couple weeks, which is more or less why there hasn't been an updated podcast, and I've just been really tired. I'm not sure if it's the weather or if maybe I'm developing a bit of a sleeping problem. It just seems like no matter how much I sleep, I'm always really, really tired, which is not pleasant, not great overall. Who knows, maybe I just have low iron or something. Anyways, yes, so been a little quiet on social media and not so good with the knitting and that sort of thing, and that's mostly why. Just really tired and just kind of emotional. I'm just kind of going one day at a time, figuring things out that way. That's about it. Oh, I think I told you I bought succulents. Or maybe that was in the first 10 minutes of this podcast that I did that didn't record. In case I am doubling up on this, I apologize. But I did buy 9 little succulent plants, and I'm really excited, and I hope that they don't die. Really hoping they don't die, because I think they're really cute, and I have little cactuses. And I have like the worst or the blackest green thumb. I keep killing things. So maybe these will be good and I won't kill them. Although I do think that maybe my plant problem is that I overwater them, so in that case this is going to be a terrible fit, but we'll see. I will find a plant. I will find a plant that I can't kill. It'll happen. Yeah, that's actually it. I'm going to cut it here. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me again. I think it's great. Thank you so much for making 20 Knittin Kitten podcast episodes possible. I couldn't have done it without you, and I'm just so grateful. So Thank you. I'm glad you joined me. I hope you have an absolutely spectacular Easter. Eat lots of turkey and lots of ham and go in and just spend time with everyone that you love, and I hope it's amazing. Stay warm, stay safe, as always. Stay wonderful, and I will see you in 2 weeks.